at Lidcombe. It's going to be very, very cold by the end of the afternoon, and perhaps that weather will favour the Bears. They seem to like cold weather.
Oh, we can see now.
All right. Well, how are you going back in the studio? A bit warmer in there?
Yeah, it is a bit warmer, but we're a bit lonely today because we're down Greg Alexander.
Right, OK. Well, Greg Alexander will be starring next week in the match between Penrith and Norths. He's had a magic season, and out here, Western Suburbs at home today to North Sydney. And in the pack, you'll see Lee Crooks is in the second row, with Freeman coming in to prop. Bilbridge's the man out. Derek Fox, he's the man who can really spark the back line. And Rod Petherbridge at fullback. He's had a strong season. He often breaks the line when he comes in. And at the back, he's normally safe under any of those bombs that are put up to him. The North Sydney side, a few changes in their pack. Mark Graham, the inspirational force when he's really going. And Don McKinnon in there. Martin Bella has had a very good year with Norths. He's one of their key men. Always makes ground taking it up. And we're looking to a big effort from the North Sydney pack today if they're to once again reassert themselves in this premiership competition. Mick Stone in charge of proceedings out here, and West playing with the breeze in the first half. Back to the quarter line, Florimo. That's their new hooker this week, Ashley Lindsay. Remember, 4 hookers were on the field for Norths last week after that shocking injury to Rex Wright. If he's listening, I hope that things get better for you quickly, Rex, after snapping your Achilles tendon. Gavin Jones, tremendous game the other night, surprisingly replaced, and Mark Graham up on the blind side. Well, Steve-O, you've tipped Western Suburbs today with a lot of confidence.
I think so, yes. They've got to use this strong wind in the first half. It is to their advantage, and the kicking game also important in today's rugby league.
Now that's Sheehan to play it. Petherbridge straightening it. Cannon's ripped him to the deck. Short ball for Ellis. So just watch the first 10 minutes of action in the forwards here. See if West can assert a bit more authority than they did last week. Freeman there. The man from Cooma. Fox. Williams. Petherbridge. Hitting it hard. Williams again. Good ball. Burns finding the centre, John Henderson, the English player having his first run in top grade for West today. Now it's Fox with a bomb. Something for them to chase. And it's Florimo safely under that ball. It's pretty awkward out here today, too, on the high kicks. Swirling around. And Brett French runs it out for the Bears. McKinnon back in first grade this week. Bella. Now Clayton Friend to Filipina. And Filipina quickly wrapped up by Wests. Last tackle for Norths, playing into the breeze in this first half. Cannons, kick charge down. And MacArthur's onto it. Count starts again. Henderson knocked it down. McKinnon. Friend. That's Jones.
He's the man that Norths will be looking to really inject a little bit more fire. Last week against Illawarra, they really was sadly lacking that, especially in the forwards. John Henderson down the far side of the field.
Last tackle, Cannon chipping towards the touchline, but to Petherbridge. Petherbridge begins this journey back. That's Fox with Lee Crooks. Lee Crooks searching to find the good form of last season with Wests. Freeman.
I spoke to the West coach just before the game, Jim, Steve Gosham, and he was saying that he felt that Crooks was trying to force the ball far too often.
Forced the pass?
Yes.
Well, let's see how he handles it in the middle today, with Williams giving a good ball to Crooks. It's the last tackle for Wests. This breeze almost behind Wests. And that pass is ruled forward. Must have been marginal. With Fox on the last tackle, seeing the defence was hanging back. North scrum with Filipina. Filipina again, the long ball. Brett French couldn't handle. Play on. Must have been close to a knock on. McKinnon. North's got some very big men in the pack. If you're wondering where Steve Hansen is, well, he was dropped to reserve grade this week. Clayton Friend. Nice little bust. Jones. They ripped it away and it went forward. It was ripped out by Wests. Another good break by Friend, who threatened to dominate last week. And to see here the West defence getting rid of the ball with Petherbridge in there, and it fell loose. West ball. Williams. Cogger. And North inside the 5. As a former North player, Alan Burns tried to run it up. And this breeze is more or less a southeaster. It's behind Wests, but fractionally across field as well, looking from that far side of the ground. Ellis. Williams cuts out Schubert. That's Henderson. A bit of pace there as he went around his man and straightened it. Cannon made the covering tackle. Williams again. Fox. Quick ball. Crooks couldn't handle. Friend snaps up the crumbs. And North's back in business again. They won't tackle him. Too dodgy.
It was a bad mistake by West then. Crooks should have had that ball through the gap.
McKinnon slipped it to Filipina. Lindsay to Graham. Cannon. Jones misses him out, finds French. French with Kiss on the inside. Bella. McKinnon. Another pass, please. Out wide, Florimo will score. Well, North's kept it alive. West couldn't make the tackles. North will come up with a try. Some pretty threadbare defence from West, and North's capitalised with Florimo finishing it off.
Well, as you said, Bella got this ball away. Rather fortunate there. McKinnon able to pick up the crumbs, get the ball out wide, but Western Suburbs defence all at sea. Good play here. Long ball. Good ball by Kiss. And the young centre, a lot of raps on this fellow, and went very, very close to going touch dead in goal. As you can see, tried to get a ball away, did Bella. There's McKinnon. Not often you see him run that quick. That's good play by the wingman. Coming inside in support play. Long ball out wide, and as you can see, no one there at all. Watch closely. Very, very close to that line.
I think of the death, he realised that it wasn't much point in trying to get it closer to the post because he was going to run it dead in goal. It's pretty narrow down there. But if you're a North player, you should be used to it. Northern end of North Sydney Oval is just like that. Here's Kiss's conversion. And he's got it. Just inside the upright. Les Kiss busy in that play there. Had a fine game the other night for Queensland. North's against the breeze. 6-0 up. Well, I think everyone was expecting a better effort by North today. Apparently Brian Norton has the habit of showing his players all the bad points edited together of their previous game. Well, they must have had a long session.
Especially after last week, Jim. They really didn't get it together against Illawarra.
Well, if that was a motivating factor, that kick hitting the crossbar, and West should get it back. Crooks has fallen on it. West's now. Cogger. Balla. Ellis. Amazing kickoff. Hit flush in the middle of the crossbar. Williams. Crooks. He bumped off Jones. Using Crooks out wide, 3 or 4 passes off the ruck to crash through, and he dropped it for Filipina to take it back. That's French. Lindsay. Kiss has gone to dummy half. Filipina. McKinnon. Friend's ball to Bella. And he's lost it. But at least the second line of defence as he grabbed the ball before West could get it. And West to feed the scrum. Look at the score there for Wests, who are riding high with Easts in under 23s. And in reserve grade, a late try gave West the draw. Almost a win. The kick was missed. Filipina with a tight head going to the Bears. Jones. Full of authority again. Tremendous asset for the Bears this year, Gavin Jones. Big chance of kangaroo selection, and now North's got a penalty out of it. It's against Lee Crooks. In the play the ball.
It was just sheer frustration by Crooks there. And not surprisingly, because the way that this fella runs at them, Gavin Jones, 17 stone of him. On the replay, Crooks keeping him down.
Now Bella. McKinnon. Jones again, they miss him. Goes to Graham. Working a few switches there at dummy half. The 2 runners coming up, 1 decoy and 1 on the blind. Now Filipina to French. That's Butler. Dragged down by Brett Clark. Cannon. Good straightening. West just holding off a little bit, giving North some room. Last tackle, Filipina. Straight to Petherbridge. And a beautiful tackle from Ashley Lindsay.
Going to create a lot of problems, Jim, if Western Suburbs don't move up in defence a lot quicker.
Brett Clark. And Sheehan. It's Sheehan in there from the other flank for Wests. Williams picked up. Just have a look at that in there. I think he must have called held. The tackle had been affected. McKinnon going on with it. So remember, West's playing with pretty strong breeze in the first half here. Fallas tap to Ellis. Fox, Freeman. Fox again with Williams. That's Crooks wide. Fox to Cogger. Schubert. Henderson. And it's gone to Graham. So West's playing a bit as they did last week against Penrith, kept making the mistakes and giving them the ball. They're doing the same today. Filipina, quick ball to French.
It's a different pattern we're seeing from North Sydney this week. The forwards are getting out of the line. And interesting to note that Mark Graham, they're using him very tight to the play of the ball. He usually runs out wide.
Friend's ball for Bella. Bella, another good run. Shook off Freeman. Ellis eventually stopped him. Filipina. Well picked up by Clarimo. Great reflexes. That was right around his ankles. Friend. A hurried bomb. Petherbridge. It's Henderson, Burns' ball for Sheehan. Well, North's beginning the game well, leading 6-0 after 15 minutes. A lot more enthusiasm than last week. That's Schubert. That's Crooks. Williams. Fox along the touchline and down to MacArthur. MacArthur against his old club here at Lidcombe. Cannon. And although Wests have this great home record this year, they've only lost one game. The other statistical fact is that they haven't beaten Norths once in the last 3 seasons.
And if they don't improve the tackling, Jim, they won't for another 3 seasons.
Friend through Graham. Graham searching to beat the defence. Fox got him low down, and it's the last tackle for Norths. Cannon with the clearing kick. Over the head of Sheehan and into touch. Well, the breeze held that one up and pulled Sheehan. It eluded him and got the nice bounce into touch.
It's been a good kick by Cannon. I'd say there's a lot of work by this forwards.
Williams, Petherbridge. Williams playing at 5'8", most of the scrums, and now West get a penalty against Norths, holding the man down in the tackle. We've had about 4 or 5 penalties for that today, and Mick Stone exerting his authority consistently.
I can understand if a player's going to do that, don't do it in front of the referee.
Ellis. Fox with Freeman. Bang! In goes Jones. He wants to watch it. He went swinging in there. Very nearly made a heavier contact. Burns. Fox again. Williams. Crooks. They're crabbing across field here. Fox's ball through Williams. Straightening back to Fox. Now Ellis. That's Schubert. Desperation pass. Found Cogger. Cogger's kick. He almost got to it. Couldn't control it. Well, a little bit of initiative from Cogger there.
Certainly was, and it really did inject a little bit more life into the game. You could see that the North Sydney had no sweeper. And luckily for the Bears, the prop Don McKinnon just quick enough to get back.
Touch judge in for a report. We've got Mark Graham up there with Gavin Jones. I just wonder if that was that tackle a while back where Jones went swinging into it. The referee probably didn't see it.
There's no doubt in my mind.
The referee, if that was the story, is just going to put the scrum down. No other action. So North defeated. They've had a lot of ball in the first 20 minutes. This time, feet across. Ashley Lindsay penalised in the scrum. And Western Suburbs with this very strong breeze. A quick tap from Petherbridge. And North's offside. They can have a shot at goal this time if they want. North's failed to retire. 10. And Schubert's going to have a shot from almost in front. Lorraine Elwell from West Ryde wins a couple of tickets to the grand final, and they're given away every week, but you've got to be at the ground to collect them. And of course, you've got to smile to the cameraman. Schubert. West's first points of the day. Just after 20 minutes. North's lead 6-2.
West have to realise that this very strong wind is to their advantage in this first half. They've got to get points on the board to go into the half-time break, because I'd say at least it's getting stronger. It's worth 10 to 12 points, Jim.
Cannon. Burns. That's Freeman. Cooks. He's been hunting it up out wide, now back in close to the ruck. Ellis. And it's another penalty. Gavin Jones being called up. This is his second caution.
Well, it was pretty late as it came in. Probably still wound up from Tuesday night. You couldn't blame him, Jim. Plenty of pressure there at the SCG on Tuesday night. And he's brought it along here to the Lake Oval.
Well, it's what Norths need. They were lacking enthusiasm last week. Now, while there's a break here, Debbie's down on the sideline with a special guest.
Yeah, my guest, Jim, is the Secretary-General of the English Rugby League, David Oxley. And David, you've been out here for the meeting of the International Board this week. What sort of issues were brought up?
Mainly a new approach to expansion of the game and marketing the game. And I must say, for me, it was my 8th meeting. Very refreshing through the impetus of Kenny Arthurson as the Director General, that we're ceasing now to be just a talking shop and a rule-making body, and really looking to progress the game vigorously. So we're looking to the States, particularly. Mike Mayer was here, and looking to licensing the products of the various rugby league countries, the television properties, in a vigorous way, the better to promote the game. So that was the main thrust, I think, of the meeting today.
Was there any looking at the rule that we've introduced over here on the bomb?
Yeah, we saw it in the State of Origin. What a great game that was too on Tuesday night. And I think most of us who perhaps were a little hostile were moved round, and we've decided that we'll all probably experiment with it during our next seasons. And then at the next meeting in a year's time in Port Moresby, I should think it's got a very good chance of going through.
So how are preparations going for the Tour of England?
great. I've never known such unprecedented interest. We've had to take 2 soccer grounds, as you know, to accommodate the big crowds we know that we're going to get. I think the 82 Kangaroos were so marvellous. Everybody wants to see the Kangaroos. We've made progress in those 4 years, and God, we needed to, particularly on our defensive game. We've got a young side.
I think we're going to have to go back to Jim.
There's Crooks, stands in the tackle. Ellis, chance for West Petherbridge, is over. It's 6-all, and you could see that building up. Western Suburbs making a bit of ground, standing in the tackles, the passes were going, and here's how they scored it.
This is the secret of running onto the ball. Crooks bursting through, gets the momentum, holds the ball up well, out wide, and quick pair of hands. The fullback linking through. Good play by the fullback there, good positional. Watch Crooks come through on the burst like an express train, and the North's defence didn't want to know anything about it. He had several seconds to make his choice, and that's what a fullback needs to do. Come into the line, and a good try.
So Rod Petherbridge scoring the try. Crooks again out wide, being effective. And West did well. They kept the movement going. North couldn't cut it off. And Schubert now the chance to put them in the lead. Not his best kick. And it's still 6-all after 25 minutes.
Like one of your golf shots there, Jim. Not the best kick from Schubert.
That's an accurate statement, all right. Right off the pipe. Okay, Cannon. Another long, low one. Schubert. Back he goes. Strong tackle. And it's Jones again. He's given away a couple of penalties. He's certainly aggressive. Wests have had 7 penalties now to North's 1. 7 penalties to 1. But they didn't put the ball out. They didn't put the kick out. So North's able to recover after giving away the penalty. And just see what they can do here with Friend. Jones. There he goes. Crashing through. Another big run by Gavin Jones. They keep it alive somehow. Bella. He must have been so close to being on the deck when he threw the ball. Friend. McKinnon. And it'll be a scrum. So while we've got the scrum, let's return to Debbie with David Oxley.
That was a pretty timely interruption there. It was Lee Crooks setting up a try for Western. I only had one more question, that is, have we been hearing the right story that rugby league in England is really at one of the strongest points?
Well, yes, since the 82 Kangaroos absolutely slaughtered us, I think we've done a lot to improve the fitness and our defensive game particularly, and certainly the experience the lads are getting over here helps. We've got a young side. I thought we showed against the Kiwis that we are on the mend, with no illusions about the task ahead of us, but I think there'll be contests, and certainly the interest in Britain is unprecedented. We've had to take 2 soccer grounds, as you know, Old Trafford at Manchester and Ellen Road at Leeds for the first 2 tests because of the demand. So I think it's going to be a great series, but with no illusions about the task ahead of us. We've got good players in most positions, but we've only one, whereas you've got a tremendous depth.
Okay,
Here's
thanks,
MacArthur.
David. Jim again.
MacArthur's close. North setting it up right on the line. Friend. Jinks back inside there. He's a metre short. Last tackle for North. They come storming back after West lost the ball. Cannon's little kick. Here comes McKinnon. It's gone dead, just. West saved it at the death. It was very, very close. Look at this.
There looked to be no one at home then. Just fortunate.
Sheehan getting his boot to it at the death. Fine attack from Norths. So we've had a bit of fluctuation here in the last few minutes. Both sides making some good breaks. That's Cannon. MacArthur. Lindsay. Touch judges in. There's a bit going into these tackles, and the offenders on both sides in the main have been Crooks and Gavin Jones.
Crooks certainly not happy with what the referee's saying. I think he's probably mad, Jim, that he missed.
Just a bit of frustration out there, creeping into the game of a couple of players. And Big Stone keeping control, and Kiss is going to take a shot into the breeze. Crooks last year was pretty cool as a rule, pretty disciplined in playing for Wests.
I think the fact he's just frustrated with this football this term. It's taken him a while to settle into the West style of play. As we mentioned earlier, the fact that I think he's just trying a little bit too much, Jim.
Les Kiss, along with Gavin Jones, and to some extent too Martin Bella, the three Queenslanders joining North this year, have all played extremely well. Kiss snatching that try the other night from Brian Hetherington's fingertips. Here's his kick into the breeze. It's straight. Will it make it? Just made it over the bar. 2 points to North. They're back in the lead 10 minutes prior to half-time. Very accurate kick from Les Kiss. And there the North supporters down below us, travelled from North Sydney Oval for this big game today. And there's one of them. How's that for a hairdo?
It's amazing what people will do if you've got hair.
Some wear their patriotism on their heart, and some on their head. Steve-O, it'll be a two-tone Dulux job. Off the post again. This is very accurate kicking. Twice they've hit, once the upright, the crossbar, and now the upright. Didn't get possession. It's a good tactic if you can keep doing it and get the ball. McKinnon, another little search on the blind side, makes a few metres. Friend, here's Jones. Isn't he aggressive? He makes another good game. Cannon, over the top, but out on the full. Just out on the full.
And there was a relieved wingman, Sheehan, there, thought it had happened again. He was badly out of position, and thankfully, just out.
Williams, and he makes the error. Well, Wests, how many times in the first half have they surrendered possession on the first two tackles? Last time they won a scrum, they did that. Drop ball. 5 of them. Yep. 5 times. And it's a penalty to the Bears. Against the West's front row. Alan Falla, the hooker. North to kick for touch. And in a handy position, Steve-O. Remembering that they'll have a useful breeze in the second half. That was only their second penalty.
Certainly will, and as you can see, the strength of the wind there, I think they've gained about 2 inches.
Filipina.
There's no doubt that the North Sydney coach, Brian Norton, will tell him to kick in the second half.
McKinnon.
The only problem with West being not using the kick was the fact that they haven't had the ball in possession long enough.
Friend with Graham. French. Good bust by French. Here comes Kiss. The pass went astray. Count starts again, though. Cannon's ball. Bella. Filipina. He loses it. And it'll be a scrum. Well, Brett French charging into the line there. That's Brian Norton, the North Sydney coach. And French made an excellent break. They couldn't control it, though. Try was on. It's a West ball. Williams. Didn't he look at the ball closely that time? Made sure that he took it.
Well, he did the right thing, Jim. He came closer to the pack. The scrum before, he was far too wide, especially on a windy day.
Fox over the top. Ellis. That's Williams. He's been involved in the game a lot today. Just one pass off the ruck and playing at 5'8" at the scrum. Cogger. Very, very elusive. You could see that little jink back inside. But he lost his footing. Fox's ball. Williams. Ellis floats it. Clark. Williams again. Schubert. Someone go forward. Henderson shoots away with support. Oh, what a pass. He done it all, and he couldn't set Sheehan up.
Well, the speed of the Englishman certainly showing here. And then what does he do to his grandmother? Brady, the invisible man, straight into touch. Well, that's the type of thing that really has set back West all this season. Good approach work. A costly mistake at the end.
It's Les Kiss. He's dropped it. And there'll be another scrum. Well, West's got those two players from Lee, John Henderson and Des Drummond, who played in reserve grade. Must be close to getting in the first grade. Now here it is, Williams again. Got all jammed up. Featherbridge on Williams' ear. Fox. Sturdy little halfback. West's in a great spot. Now it's Freeman. That's Schubert. Schubert, support. They've lost it. It looked like Schubert was going to set it up. Nice dummy from Friend. And North's come back on another West's handling error.
He couldn't really blame Schubert for that. He was looking for the support, which wasn't there. He did his job, but nobody to back him up.
That's Bella. Looking to unload, but no one really firing off him. Here's Jones. Looks threatening every time he gets the ball. Cannon. And sliding it into touch back in West territory. 3 minutes before half-time. 8-6 to Norths.
Well, the Bears should be quite happy with just a couple of minutes to the half-time break, going in with a 2-point lead. They know they'll have the advantage of this very strong wind in the backs in the second half.
And it's a penalty to Norths, collapsing the scrum, the west side. And you can see it just fell apart in there like a stack of cards. Someone went and they all fell over.
Plenty of courage by the West halfback, Derek Fox. He didn't mind where he was going to go to get that ball.
McKinnon to Lindsay. The old unloading skills of Don McKinnon. Bella. And MacArthur knocked on. Well, they had a few things going there, but the end result was that they made a real mess of it. Someone called, and it went astray.
He was trying to do a set move there. It really went to pieces. And the end product, awful.
Williams, Hogger, Petherbridge. Petherbridge full of determination. Swung to the ground by Brett French. Burns with Sheehan. Fox's ball. There's Crooks. Two English lads linking up. And Crooks, again, looking to set it up, has lost it. Butler. He was making it available, Lee Crooks, but here's Norse again, close to half-time. Filipina. That's MacArthur. Kiss. Friend, Filipina. Graham. There's the Kiwi move. Friend's got it. Graham Friend and Filipina. And it's Friend again. Butler. Pops it back to Florimo. He had the right idea. And that was a bit high. And he's off. Friend's off. He sent him off for that high tackle. Well, I don't know about that. It certainly was a bit high. Have another look.
I think he got the chest.
Now Clayton Friend has been consoled by his teammates. And it's one of those awkward things for the referee. Obviously, at the time it happened, he thought it was a high, dangerous tackle. Friend is being sent off. He can't believe it.
It was high, but whether it was dangerous, I don't know.
I think he's a bit stiff, really. But you've got to look at it from the referee's viewpoint. He's the man on the spot as the siren goes for half-time here. And he had to make the decision, and that's the way it went. Friend sent off, so North will have just 12 men in the second half. They lead 8-6. There are the statistical details. West's had plenty of possession, but they could only get one try on the board. Steve-O.
Too many mistakes by the Western Suburbs side, and now we see North Sydney having to come out in the second half with one man off. And it really is going to be a bit of a problem there. You can see missed tackles, West 22. They've got to tighten the tackling game up. They've got to move up in one line. They've also got to realise that they can't take on these big North Sydney forwards. They've got to get the ball out wide. If West are going to win this game, they've got to do it through their three quarters, get it out under the flanks. And of course, with North Sydney having only 12 men in the second half, it's obvious that they've got to stretch their opposition. With a strong win, that's probably the only plus that's going for the North Sydney side in the second half.
So plenty of action to come in the second half. Now here's Debbie with This Week in League.
Sunday with Belmore closed down. Closer, spin the ball wide out and give the backs a lot more room to move. Another main facet of their attack has been slow play the balls, and he wants that speeded up in the second half. And the main word, concentration, kept coming up during his talk to his team at half-time. The theme in the North Sydney dressing room entirely different. The main talk there was about settling down and getting on with the game in the face of what the North's officials believe was a very, very rough decision. In fact, the quote from Bob Saunders as he came out of the dressing room was, "We've told the team, get on with it, win the game, and then we'll debate the decision."
Thanks, Deb. And there's the man who was on the end of that high tackle, Brett Clark. He certainly looks okay. He's recovered. And Mick Stone, the man who had to make the decision, and he must have thought it was a pretty savage one. It wasn't 5 or 10 in the sin bin, it was off. And so Norths have the job in hand with 12 men. There's some interesting stats on the first half. Debbie's found a friend.
That'll make a change.
Be a big conversation. Okay. North with the breeze. 12 men to West 13. Cannon kicks off. Finds Sheehan. Sheehan to run it back. And often, of course, the sides that are playing with one man less than the opposition play as if they've got 15 and not 12 on the field. They often lift themselves above their normal level of performance. And look at the defence there from Norths. They've got the ball. West making the error again. Florimo. West had plenty of possession in the first half, but they forfeited an enormous amount. Graham. Mark Graham. He's lost it now. So that levels up the errors early on in the half.
Well, 2 mistakes early in the second half. Words of wisdom from either coach. Certainly hasn't seemed to sink into the teams.
It's Freeman trying to run it back. Jubert. Good little ball. Dropped by Burns. North's in possession again. It's like having 3 quick scrums. Bella. McKinnon. Lindsay turning it to Graham. North's ahead 8-6. Filipina. Now on the last tackle, it's Cannon. Rushed by the defence. It's back in the middle for Petherbridge. What a take! Great take by Rod Petherbridge.
Never took his eye off the ball. And a great leap.
Crooks getting sandwiched, shoved. It's Sheehan. Almost scored in goal. The little men running it out. Cogger, and now Sheehan again. Last one for Wests. Got to kick into a strong breeze. The Fox kicked ahead. He went for the Academy Award. Here comes Sheehan and Burns. That's Kiss. McKinnon bending his way upfield. And Ellis for West down injured after that tackle. MacArthur to play it. Bella to run it. To feed it to Graham.
North will try to,
still down.
Yeah, North will try to keep it very, very tight. Played in the forwards.
Bella. MacArthur to play it on the last. Cannon again. Field goal attempts. Well wide and short of the mark. And dead in goal. Well, in the first half, Wests had all the possession, but kept turning it over to North, and Debbie's got some news down on the sideline for us.
Yes, Jim, further to my half-time report, the West team were keen. I didn't mention this until the players were actually back on the field, but Cogger and Williams were reversing their positions during the first half. At some stage during the second half, Cogger's going to go back to 5/8 and Williams play more in the centres.
Well, it's Freeman moving it back up. I just wonder what was behind that in the first half. At every scrum, Williams was taking the ball, but he dropped a couple. West make a bit of ground here, back to halfway, and the pass goes down. Went forward.
They have to start respecting this possession.
Bella's tackle. It went forward to Clark.
That's the 10th drop ball.
North's ball. And It's against Wests. He could easily got all the backs for offside. You could see a lot of that in this half. I'm referring to Mark Cannon's boot, keeping Wests pinned down in their own half. McKinnon.
Come on, West!
Bella. Wests at the moment keeping it tight. Lindsay. McKinnon. 4 tackles they've used up. Kept possession. Just urging it forward. Filipina. Not much excitement there, but pretty safe stuff. Now, what's Cannon's move? Little chip ahead. Grabbed by Burns. He had Florimo flying through to grab that, but Burns anticipated it. Got the bounce. Lee Crooks.
North's playing with only 12 men, Jim. It's pretty predictable what they're going to do. It's going to be safety-first football. And you can't blame them, really. They still hang on to those 2 points.
Filipina penalised. And you'll see why in the tackle. Look. Then he protested innocence afterwards.
What do West do? Fail to kick it out. Bad mistakes. That's the second time in the game.
Second time, yep. They've made that error. Well, McKinnon just playing right into North's hands. They've got the breeze. It's Jones. Tremendous strength. Every time he's got the ball today, he's made ground, broken a tackle or two. Graham. Cannon. A bomb. Sheehan's under it. Look out. Petherbridge falls on it, but there's a knock on. And there's an injury there. Well, Petherbridge just getting up slowly after it was knocked down by Sheehan. It almost hit Sheehan on the nose.
Pretty difficult decision for the referee Stone there.
The West front row have had to make 64 tackles so far in the game. And they've had a lot of possession, but they keep giving it away. Cannon. Cannon's through and he's over. Oh, so easy. Cannon, who was playing halfback with Clayton Friend sent off, has breezed in for a try. Some really pathetic West defence. And look at this.
You said it all here. Burnsy. That was a woeful attempt. Tried to grab the jersey. Let's not take anything away from the lock forward. Through the dummy, out wide. And Burns trying to bring him back with a jumper. It's the legs that you've got to tackle. No good going for the washing.
They've missed 33 tackles. Wests. And, well, he was missed twice, really, there. Burns and Crooks had a go, although he came late on the scene. And Cannon scored one of the easiest tries of his career. Olsen Filipina to add the extras. He normally takes these short kicks, kiss the long and angled ones. And so North with 12 men have a very handy lead with 12 men. And they've got 2 more points. So they lead 12, 14-6. It's 14-6 to North with 12 men. 8 points ahead, 10 minutes into the second half. All those numbers going around, it should play lotto. All right, Wests, Schubert to kick off into the breeze. Been fairly deliberate about it all. Replacement warming up on the sideline for Wests, Mark Harrigan. Florimo. McKinnon. That's Rex Wright down on the sideline. That dreadful injury he had last week. Bella. Look at North steaming ahead. Les Kiss into a bit of space. Back to Bella. No, he threw him a dummy. Keeps going. He had Bella in support. They've lost the ball in the tackle. West get it back. So North frittering away a chance that time.
Good play by Bella and good support play by the winger, though. I did feel he should have let the ball go rather than stick to it.
Henderson tackled. It's Burns. Fox. Williams. Williams elusive. He held off a bit on the tackle. Fox. The long ball. It was touched. Clark. Clark trying to race ahead. It's a handover. Well, that was interesting. That's McKinnon. Kiss comes running back. Great. It looked in that previous play as though North had touched it when it went to Clark. Filipina. So North's back at them again, and they're going to get a penalty. Yet another penalty. We've had players being almost sat on, held, and lots of attempts at burglary during the game, trying to steal possession. Nick Stone having a busy time in the ruck, and Lee Crooks again nodding his head in annoyance, disappointment at the decision.
They've only themselves to blame. A very poor defensive game by the Magpies this afternoon. With North Sydney leading by 14 points to 6. It's going to be very predictable football from here on in from the Bears. They play tight, kick the ball deep, and hope that West make a mistake. And the way they've been playing, that's on the cards.
Apparently, West's reserve grade coach John Jacobs' daughters are up there at Lochinvar near Maitland at the boarding school at St Joseph's College watching. Leanne and Karen, good afternoon to you. Of course, they're Magpie supporters. They wouldn't be enjoying this too much. Les Kiss should put this through. He's hit it okay, and he's got it. A 10-point margin for the Bears. They're back on track for a high spot on the table this year. 10 points ahead, plenty of time left, but West need a bit of inspiration. They need to improve their handling skills.
The other one I got to worry is nearly taking close to that.
MacArthur. Jones, straight at him.
Caused a lot of problems, this big Queenslander.
McKinnon. The North's forwards piloting a passage upfield all the time. Lindsay. Another big, strong man goes into dummy half. That's Bella. Takes it ahead. Another 10-metre gain. Last one for the Bears. Cannon to control it. Down the touchline this time. Knocked down by Williams. Feeds it to Fox. Schubert. Ellis. Fox managed to pick it up. Amazing pick-up. It came back to him like a bullet. Crook's kick charged down. Kicked ahead by Cogger to MacArthur. Butler.
Western Suburbs don't seem to realise that North have only got 12 men. They're not playing with a sweeper, so the little chip over the top, they're getting nowhere trying to get through this strong forward defence of the Bears.
It's Lindsay. Florimo up close with Graham. Bella dropped it. So North's come up with the error. Fowler's ball to Petherbridge. Nowhere to go there. French made the tackle. And again, Mick Stone says he overdid it, holding the man down. It's a disease today.
West have to stop using their forwards. Get the ball out wide.
Ellis to play it. Freeman. Fox. It's Cogger back to Fox. Now Crooks. Burns. Fox. Cogger. Williams. Schubert. Henderson. Clark couldn't handle. North get it back. Well, they moved it wide. Now there's a penalty against Schubert.
I think his rolling of the eyes tell the picture there, Jim. It's frustration plus. The Magpies having no respect for possession at all today.
And into that old catch-up syndrome now, 10 points behind. That's Mark Harrigan, ready to come on. Bella. Jones for another run. Graham. Florimo, infield. Kiss. All the time. Les Kiss never says die with that ball. Battles it. Graham. Cannon to play it. Last-ditch tackle from Burns. Graham heading for the posts. It went loose. And it's a handover. He's ruled the handover there.
Good refereeing by Stone. Graham was tackled and tried to sneakily get the ball away. You can't blame Graham for trying it.
Schubert. Petherbridge stretches out to Clark. Brett Clark. Oh, great tackle. Butler was waiting and had him. Williams ball to Fox. Knocked down by Graham, who was offside, retiring. And he decided, yeah, this is probably just the right time to stop this movement. Harrigan's coming on to replace Alan Burns. Burns against his old club today. Steve Goshen looking for perhaps a bit more zip and attack there. Down by 10, 20 minutes left.
Well, on the few occasions that West have held a ball, get it in out wide, they've found the gap.
Crooks. Fowler. Cogger. Good ball for Williams. Nice little pass inside. Fox again. It's Harrigan. Ellis. Now what? Last tackle. Fox coming in to call the shots. It's a high one for MacArthur. And he does well. He took it on the full. And as soon as he did that, it's automatically a tap on the quarter line.
Good kick by Fox here, but equal to the task is a fullback. Once again, I never leaving the ball.
McKinnon, he's lost it. Williams loses it, trying to force the pass there.
It was never on.
We may even break the 100 for errors today. West ball. Crooks. Fowler to Fox and Schubert. It's gone loose again. Butler's got it this time for Norths. Wests are making a habit of it. Lindsay for the Bears. Bella. Cannon. All Norths have to do is keep it tight, keep control. Graham. Filipina. Ambitious pass. It was knocked on. Fundamentals out the window at times today.
Certainly is, and this is a pass that should never have been sent. It's Norths that are leading by 10 points, 16-6. They don't have to do things like that.
West's lined out. Williams. Henderson drops it this time.
Disgust on his face, probably equal with the crowd's attitude out here.
There's Des Drummond warming up. Hope he's got fingertip control. Filipina. The big break. Not quite. Cogger was underneath it. It's Cannon.
Watch for Jones.
Here he is. Graham. Will tackle by Fowler. The Bears lead by 10 points. MacArthur. Last tackle. Florimo. Cannon. Little chip ahead. Just too deep.
Good play by Cannon here, and really there was no one there. West players well out of position. Good thinking by the lock forward.
Harrigan. Sheehan. Good run. Gets the West supporters going again. Cogger, Williams. He put the brakes on and Florimo wrapped him up. Ellis. Good one. Schubert. That's Petherbridge. Petherbridge for the corner's over. So West's come back at last. Now their supporters have waited a while for their team to control the ball after making a break. It was a good break too. Here's Ellis.
Good pass by Ellis. Schubert, realising that he's covered. Look at the determination. He's played well as Petherbridge. Watch for the neat pass. Good play by the prop. Good support play. And for once, Western Suburbs finish off a movement. Determined running is a deceptive runner is Petherbridge. He looks cumbersome, but effective.
It's almost a goose step at times, the way he stretches out to get clear of the tackles.
You could feel the relief from the crowd that West had actually put a move together without spilling the ball.
Crooks, who didn't start the day as the kicker, is taking over from Schubert. Into the breeze. Didn't quite come around enough. 6 points the difference. Around 14 minutes left in the game. So we may yet see Wests win the game as they did that dramatic day here against Balmain.
Is a draw on the cards?
Des Drummond's on and Paul Sheehan is off. Midnight Express.
They certainly need some magic from him.
Mark Harrigan. And that's Sheehan who was replaced. Fox. Cogger. Williams. Crooks. Williams again. Straightening it. Shepherd. Blatant. Alan Fallop was right in front of him. They got all tangled up. And it's pretty obvious. Look at this. Oh, he knew it.
No doubt about that. That's the type of thing that I don't want.
So Les Kiss, pretty easy shot here with the breeze behind him. Now that's tomorrow down in Melbourne. Victoria playing the BARLA, the British Amateur Rugby League Association, at Olympic Park. Kick-off at 2:30.
Certainly been an eventful day for this fellow, Kiss. And of course, Bella.
Bella's been replaced.
He's played strongly.
Peter Cross is on for Bella. Kiss to keep up his record and make it 8 points the difference. He's hit it well, and he's got it inside the upright. So Les Kiss puts them 18-10 ahead. 18-10 to Norths. Around 10 minutes left in the game. So Wests need to score twice to win it. Remember, Norths have 12 men. And they've had only 12 since Clayton Friend was sent off for a head-high tackle on Brett Clark just before half-time. Cross. Graham. Cannon. Back down there. And he finds touch.
really was an excellent kick. That relieves the pressure 40 metres downfield.
Better be straight this time. It'll be a penalty. Watch it. Well, he got it. See, some of these halfbacks are good hookers, Steve-O.
Never become a good hooker without one.
Crooks.
Let's not forget, Jim, that if you win the scrum, it's usually the halfback that gets it. If you lose it, they always blame the hooker.
Fox, Ellis, Williams. They're going backwards. Fox ducking and weaving. Good run. Made it from nothing. He was going backwards when he got the ball. Freeman. Harrigan's ball. Schubert now. Freeman again. Nowhere to go there. Cogger. Fox. Crooks. Williams. Nice pass for Petherbridge. Pick it up. Williams. Crooks. Good one for Freeman. Harrigan. Harrigan. Can he get support? Oh, the pass went straight to Cannon. He couldn't set it up for Drummond. Trying to set it up for Drummond, and Cannon's down in the tackle. We just hit the 100 in errors for the game. Well, he wasn't far from getting it to Drummond, but far enough. Good anticipation, I suppose, by Cannon.
It certainly was, but I was surprised that Drummond didn't go looking inside. Numbers say it all. 42 missed tackles. You don't have to be Einstein to work out that's been the problem for the Magpies.
What's in that bottle?
It's not gin and tonic, that's for sure.
McKinnon. Kiss. And Les Kiss, one of several players who could make it for that Kangaroo Tour at the end of the year. And for those of you keen to go, might like to travel with Mike Stevenson. He's a good tourist, and you can find out about the tour. Box 9994 on the ABC. Steve-O on tour.
I think we can safely say, Jim, that we'll get better football there than what we're seeing today.
It hasn't been flash. There's Drummond coming back. And West now a bit of an outside chance to win it. 6 minutes to go. They've got their act together a couple of times for tries. That's Williams. Freeman.
Full credit to the Bears, though, especially in the forwards. They really have tackled well. They're up against it, coming out in the second half, down one man.
There's Petherbridge, who had a very strong game. Here he goes again. He couldn't find the man with the pass. And it's Cannon who's on the spot once more.
Well, you couldn't blame the fullback for doing that then. He realises that it's very little time. It's panic football now.
It's McKinnon's ball.
Well, I'm not surprised Kiss is taking his time to get up to play the ball. He became acquainted with Crooks there in a fashion I'm sure he wasn't interested in.
Filipina back to Lindsay. And Lindsay in the play the ball. Or as he was about to try and get up and play it, just nudging it forward. So Norths with this five-man pack. Mark Cannon at half-back. Fox very nearly slipped them on the blind. Grabbed by Graham. Brett Clark.
It's been a good win from the North Sydney side. After last week's debacle against Illawarra.
Crooks to Williams. Williams links up from Fowler to Fox.
He's tried his heart out as a little halfback.
Fox is there, just been in everything for West today, trying to initiate some attack. Petherbridge's ball. That's Drummond. Drummond inside, and here's a try to Cogger. A runaway try, and Cogger, no one to beat, scores in a handy position. So West's not done yet.
So we're into the nail-biting stuff now. And this will build a lot of confidence for Drummond. It's the first time that he's had a real chance to get anywhere in the first grade. Good running, kept his cool at the right time.
Fine try to Cogger. And there's the extras from right in front. Kicked by Schubert. So we're inside the last 5 minutes of the game. 2 points the difference. And Western Suburbs still a chance to snatch the game.
Just a few minutes remaining. All you footy tap people out there that's got the draw, it's still in with a chance.
Well, we reckon it's about 2 minutes on the clock. Cannon takes his time, pounds it deep. Crooks. Fowler. Fox again. Freeman. Williams. Harrigan.
This is where the chip over has to be used. Remember, North's down to 12 men. They don't have a sweeper.
Cogger in the line outside Crooks. Last tackle for Wests. Crooks feeds it awkwardly from Freeman. Schubert over the top. Drummond! The flash from the wing. Back to Petherbridge. And it was starting to look good for a moment, wasn't it, as Drummond flashed down there. But North had the cover. Lindsay taking his time. A timeout.
Well, it's to be expected.
Well, not much happened in there.
Apart from Schubert trying to rip his nose off.
It's Jones.
Been a big effort from Jones to say he played on Tuesday night. He had a hard game State of origin. Continued with a good form today.
Another replacement on it for Norths. And that's Gaffney at dummy half. Teasdale. Cannon's kick out on the full. Time slipping by. So West's maybe their last hope now with this scrum. Perhaps they can initiate something from the scrum base, from Cogger. Petherbridge up. Crooks. Fox. There's a knock-on. Knock-on at dummy half. Just a little fudge. Just as he got up from this.
Costly error, this. I think he's going for not playing the ball correctly.
Well, it wasn't a penalty. West win the scrum against the head. Look at Fox. And the siren's gone, that's it. Fox can't play the ball. What a game he's had for West's. Derek Fox trying to inspire them. But Norths have taken the points and keep alive their slim hopes of making the final five. It certainly was a game full of errors, made exciting by, I guess, the closeness of the scores. We had that controversial moment when Clayton Friend was sent off for a head-high tackle at the end of the first half. Norths emerging with the points, and Gavin Jones, a very tired man after the midweek match and the action today, he was the man of the match.
There's some good performances from North Sydney, especially when they were down to 12 men for that second half. It's going to be very hard and tiring for them in that last 40 minutes, but full credit to them. They really stuck to their guns. Western Suburbs, well, they've only themselves to blame, really. They had the opportunities. Their creative work was good to start with, but it all fell apart right on the last pass. And the times that they squandered possession, it'll be nightmare stuff for them to watch this week. I'm sure that their coach, Steve Goshen, will have plenty to say about that one, but let's not take anything away from the North Sydney Bears. They tried hard, especially in the forward, some good displays there. And as I say, 12 men in that second half, you have to give them a lot of credit.
And that's it. They're the details. It was 3 tries to 2 in favour of Wests, but Kiss 4 out of 4 and Philip Plainer a goal. A little bit of the difference. And Petherbridge a big game, scoring 2 fine tries. Cannon again an excellent game at lock forward, scored that try. His kicking game, sending West back. And down below us, outside the dressing room, here's, I think, a lot happier captain this week for Norths, Mark Graham.
Mark, how difficult was it to settle the players after that sending off incident?
Oh, well, it wasn't too bad. You know, half time came up and that sort of thing. The boys really got enthused about trying to, you know, having to come back with a man down. And they sort of stuck together and did the right things. We were very happy.
Were you surprised West didn't start spreading it wide a bit earlier?
Well, I think they weren't allowed to. You know, the defence was pretty sound most of the game, and they certainly sort of had to break us there at the end because we were just, you know, out on our feet. But I'm very, very proud of the boys. Everyone did their job really well.
You played a bit closer to the ruck today. Why was that?
Well, you know, it's you've got to have turns at doing these sort of things, and maybe next week I'll get a turn on that water.
Okay. And any prediction of how the team's going to play next week? We've seen you 2 weeks in a row and you've been 2 different teams.
Well, no, you never want to bet on anything that can talk, I reckon. So, and form and football is a very odd thing.
Okay.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks to Mark Graham and Debbie down there. And that's the end of the action here with Gavin Jones, the man of the match. Another strong performance. Every time he got that ball, look at the determination on his face. He made ground and made the West defence look shaky.